It's Order of Operations. Hey, hey, hey. We are back. So today we're working on PEMDAS, the Order of Operation. Last year you learned this, and we're just going to add on to it this year, adding some decimals to it, adding a little bit of exponents, but don't fret. You don't have to have exponents until 6th grade. So happy Halloween. It's coming. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my spiral. I have my cute little paper. And then, of course, I have assorted colors. So you need to go ahead and pause the video and get what you need so you can get your homework done. When you're ready, unpause and come on back. For those of you who are ready and you already have it, I'm going to get started. So we are starting a new unit. Our unit 3 was rather short. I'm going to go ahead and skip a line just in case I forgot something. This is starting unit number 4. Tomorrow I will give you your tab. Alright, so we put unit 4, and then we are going to be doing, today's date is 10/25, and we're going to be talking order of operation. I know in some of our pages we did some extra math things and we didn't put it in there. So 13, 14. Alright, so I'm starting on page number 15. And then I'm going to go ahead and go here. I'm going to do the same thing in here. Once again, if I'm going too fast, the good thing about the flipped classroom is that you can pause it. You can rewind it. You can speed it up if you're faster than me. Alright, order of operations. Let's get this party started. Before we even start, let's talk about exponents. Some of you guys said you were briefly introduced to exponents last year. I want to go ahead and put that in our notes, just in case. Let's take 3 for instance. And then put a little 3. So you have a big 3 and a little 3. This is your base. And a little 3 tells you the power. So you read it 3 to the 3rd power. So I'm going to take 3, which is my base number, and we're going to multiply it. See my exponent? I'm going to multiply it 3 times. So it goes 3 times 3 times 3. This little dot indicates that I'm multiplying. So you can either put multiplication or you can put the little dot. Either one, it means the same thing. Down here, I'm just going to make a note. Dot equals multiply. Okay. Now here's where it gets tricky. Oh, I guess we should put this as the exponent. E, X, P, O, N, E, N, T. So I'm not saying 3 times 3 is 9. I'm saying 3 times 3 is 9. Then 9 times 3 is, you got it, 27. Alright, now that you have that, we are ready for our little notes. We're in order of operations. I guess I can trim this down some. If you have your scissors, you can pause it for a second and trim it down. Presto, voila! Look, I'm magic. It's done. Alright, now that I have that done, I'm going to use some of my beautiful colors. We're going to start out with writing down my line. You know how I like to keep it organized. And then here I'm going to put order of, well, we already have order of operations. So we're going to start out with the P. And you know I like mine colorful, so I'm getting my markers out. P, and what does P stand for? It stands for parentheses. So that's going to be your parentheses. That's going to be your brackets. Okay. Those are the main two that you're normally going to see. You might see some little squiggly things that look like this. Okay. But they all mean parentheses and grouping symbols. I'm just going to write that down here. P-A-R-E-N-T-H-E-S. I think it's ES, parentheses. And grouping symbols. I'm just put parentheses and groupings. Okay. So that's the first step. If you see any parentheses, or if you see any brackets, you're going to do that first. Next is going to be your exponents. And that's what we talked about up here. These are your little exponents up here. And you'll see most of those in 6th grade. Some of you guys might see them on your map test. Okay. Now the next one, I want you to do it in the same color because it's whichever one comes first. We're going to multiply or divide in the order they appear, from left to right. So step 1, 2, 3, and your last step, once again, same thing. You're going to make it the same color because it depends on the order that it appears, and we're going to do it from left to right again. So we're going to either add or subtract. Same thing from left to right. Okay, once you have a chance, if you have glue, you're going to just take it and glue it down. Ta-da! It's all glued down. Now, if you don't have glue, you can just go ahead and trace it, and then tomorrow you'll know exactly where you're going to glue it. All right, and then we're just going to do one example, and then you're all done. So put at the top example. And once again, you want to make sure that it is nice and neat. Now, I don't know if you heard that scream, but it sounds like somebody is hurt. All right, so we're going to do, let's see, equals, we're going to do the equal sign on the next side, which is different from normal. 5 to the 2nd power, which is a little bitty 2, a big 5, your base is a 5. And then we'll do divided by 2 plus 3. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use the same colors that I used for my steps. Step 1 says to do any parentheses or grouping. Any parentheses or grouping, which is my first step. So I see that I have some grouping, so I'm just going to highlight it or trace it. 2 plus 3, that gives me 5. And then after I do that, I bring everything else down that I haven't used. I didn't use a division sign. I've already used my parentheses. And I haven't used 5 to the 2nd power or my equal sign. So parentheses are done. What's next? Exponents. Do we have any exponents? We sure do. It's that one. So remember what that means. That doesn't mean 5 times 2. It's not 5 times 2 is 10. It is 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And then everything I didn't use, I bring it down again. Exponents done. Then I multiply and divide in order they come first. What was there multiplication division? There's division. Correct. I take 25 and I divide by 5. What do I get? Five. Correct. Alright, I'm just going to go through here and just put real quick. Parentheses. Exponents. Divide. Now in this particular problem, there was we didn't have any addition or subtraction. So this is my final answer. Okay. Last couple notes we need to put on here. We want to put always and underline always. Multiply. And divide. From left to right. And that's why we have an arrow. Same thing with this one. We're going to always add and subtract from left to right. And then last but not least, there are times when we get parentheses and brackets together. You always want to work your way from the inside out. So always work from the inside out. Alright, so there are your notes that you need to take. And if you are brave enough, I have one question that you can answer on your own. I'm just going to okay. And the question that I have for you is similar to what we just did, but it's just a tad bit different. Okay, before I put that, I'm going to take my 5 and put my answers up here. So my equation is now equivalent. This side of the equation is equal to this side of the equation. So I'm going to draw my line. You may need more room, so feel free to do it on the opposite side of the page where we're going to put our teaks tomorrow. But it is 17 minus 5 to the second power divided by 2 plus 3. See if you can find out the answer to this one. This time we'll put the equal sign on here. And if you know the answer, you can Google or type it in the Google form and see if you get the answer correct. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Good night.